evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Spirits of French Lick. This is Lee W. Sinclair 4-grain bourbon, coming in at a 50% ABV, at least 4 years old. Now, for full disclosure, this bottle was given to us for review purposes, so just keeping that transparency open. So Spirits of French Lick is actually based out of French Lick, Indiana, and they are a craft distillery using some unique grains and mash bills, sometimes some unique distillation methods, but overall doing what is the definition to craft whiskey. Now, Lee W. Sinclair is actually a Hoosier, and that's what a lot of their bottles are named after, people that have an effect on the state of Indiana or the Hoosier area as well. And this is also a 4-grain bourbon, which we know a mash bill, going in with 60% corn, 17% wheat, 13% oats, you heard that right, and 10% caramel malt. They're also utilizing the bottled in bond title on here, so we know it's ABV, we know it's at least 4 years old, all that kind of good stuff. I'm really excited about getting into this one because I love, again, seeing the bit of craft distilleries playing around with some unique grains. So not only doing this as a 4-grain, but also dabbling into that caramel malt, which is fantastic a lot of times, and a bit of oat in there as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it and find out. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member, maybe pull up a chair. And if you're interested in some other reviews over the offerings of Spirits of French Lick, they'll be linked up above and down below for you to check out, along with a link to their website, so you can learn about them, kind of check your area. You can see if there's anything available for you. I love their bottle shapes. I like the wine bottle, kind of tall. They're a little easier to store on the shelf. Ooh, good pop. Oh, it's already jumping out of the bottle. This is going to be exciting, I can tell already. Love the color. I love the transparency, and that's one thing we always talk about on the channel here. Showing us a mash bill, telling us it's double pot distilled. Love it. All right. Well, let's go for notes. Oh man, that is beautiful. So, you get a lot of great craft notes in here. For me, I always attest to craft distillers bringing across what is known as a well-aged piece of antique furniture that's like shellacked and well-kept. It's just got this bit of age to it. Oh, a little waxiness in there from the bit of wheat. And you get the oats as well. It's kind of bringing across a bit of like a granola with that bit of caramel drizzled over the top. Yeah. Beautiful light charriness in there too. Really digging that. It's opening up pretty well here, giving us a bit of like almost a black tea note, which is unique for me because I usually find that in your kind of heavier rye builds. You can tell that double pot distillation method they're doing on this bottle really just capsules up those notes. A little bit of honey in there as well, a little honey sweetness, kind of like a just like fresh off the comb honey. I love the grains in here. Again, I'm getting a lot of great granola from that bit of oat. There's no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. You just get this beautiful kind of freshly baked granola, a little bit of caramel and honey drizzled over it. Deep, light oak notes in there. Like they're present, but they're not overpowering with that charriness, the oak sweetness in there. The grains are what really does the talking. All right, let's go for a taste. Oh, there's the oats as well. That is gorgeously sippable. Like apples and pears, a lot of orchard sweetness going on in here. Almost like if you've ever been to an apple orchard and you can go there and get like the freshly pressed apple cider and things, brings across just a natural sweetness to it. About midway through is when the oats start showing up. You get this kind of granola, graham cracker, kind of dustiness, and a little bit of sweetness from it as well. Coats the palate perfectly. Just enough cling, but it's not overstaying its welcome. That caramely sweetness is really showing up here on my second sip. Almost a creaminess factor with a little bit of vanilla in there. Second sip here, I'm getting more of the caramel sweetness. and it actually gives me kind of vibes of going to like a fair or like a Renaissance festival where they have the big cast iron pots and they're cooking up the caramel corn there and you're dumping in fresh popcorn. It's not overly sweet in that carameliness, but the fruit is what brings in that sweetness. And every grain is doing its job here with that caramel corn sweetness with the corn mash bill. The oats are playing its job with that bit of granola with that honey going over the top. And that light bit of caramel malt is really just enough to put a little twist on it, and that bit of waxiness from the wheat as well. A little nuttiness in there too, especially here in the finish. It goes almost a little bit of like walnuts or any kind of nuttiness going on too. That is a unique ride and a very great sip, one that should be really, really enjoyed, because I feel like you could sit down and pick this one apart even more. All right. Add a little drop of water, see if anything changes up. You know, you never know, it might help us find some additional notes, might make it a little bit different, might just make it go simple. We never know until we try, and we do this for the sake of science, because we're all scientists here, right? All right, let's go for notes on the water version. Oh man, that just goes even more fruit sweet. That is green tart apples with a bit of granola and freshly made caramel. Oh, that's just dessert in a glass. There's still no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. We're just breaking up those oils a little bit, but it goes totally orchard sweet. Here you're getting a lot of similar notes, but the grain and that bit of oat and bringing in those granola notes showing up a lot more on the neat version. But this is really nice. Let's go for a taste. Taste mimics the nose pretty closely. Getting some nice red and green apple tartness going on here with a little bit of sweet. And then it rolls into that bit of granola factor, the little honey sweetness. And then it kind of, you do almost get that nuttiness, almost like crushed walnuts on top of a granola bar. That is unique. That is an experience. This is darn good. Let's go back to the neat one real quick. Like, that just puts a smile on your face. That is solid. This is actually really good. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. That little drop of water, is actually a fun little experiment. Makes it go a little more fruit sweet with that grain and the granola kind of going in second. Where here you're getting a little bit more grain and then the fruit sweetness. It's almost like they traded places. Really cool. I love it. All right. Let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So a lot of times here in Indiana, I can actually find this around our markets at right around between 40 to 45, and sometimes skirting a little close to the $50 mark point. And to be honest, if it's over $50, I still don't think that's a bad buy. You're going bottled and bond. You're making everything in-house. You're not sourcing this. You're being transparent, which we always love on the channel, with your mash bill, your distillation process, and I love that. The flavor profile coming across here, those extra little weird grains that we're not used to seeing in a lot of things, are not just gimmicky. They're accenting that flavor to another level. Easily worth $50 in my pocket. I just can't knock it. It is a beautiful example of a craft distillery really showcasing what they can do and having fun doing it. I gotta give that props. I am a big fan of this one. And again, if you're interested in learning more about Spirits of French Lick and some of their offerings, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Spirits of French Lick, Lee W. Sinclair, 4-grain bourbon. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. I love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I even like it might